let's talk a little bit about that. You know, you guys are going through this grind for 9 months, and trying to keep your mindset. Is there a project or a point where it switched, where you both like kind of took a breath and went, hey, we've kind of we've hit the turning point? I know it might be Ryan finally drawing a salary, but like what caused that turning point?
Mm-hmm.
What was that project or day?
Yeah, I can't put an exact project on it, but I'll say there was a particular customer that we signed that we previously would not have been able to land, and I won't mention them for NDA reasons, but when we landed them, I remember Aaron and I left the meeting. We had one of the other architects with us, and I just thought to myself, this is the next phase of growth, because it was going to require 3 more engineers. And at that point we were probably around 5. So we almost doubled just based off of that project. And then I had another one that popped up probably 6 months later. And that was with a big defense contractor. And again, because of our size at the time, without landing that other customer, we wouldn't be able to make that next leap. So I just saw these moment in time customers come in that really set us up for the next wave, not only from a revenue standpoint, but the brand that allowed us to then use that as leverage to go get the next one, and also helped really put us on the radar of people that we were trying to recruit, that for 12 to 15 months said, yeah, you guys are awesome. I'm not willing to make the leap from my existing company over to you because I don't know if you're going to be in business in 6 months. Right. And so some of these projects, some of these logos allowed us to continue to make that leap. And that was a lot of fun. That's something that I have etched in the back of my mind. And so I can remember being in Florida. It was a really humid morning, and we just landed this deal. I was in Tampa at the time, and we had just landed this defense contractor. And that was one of those moments for me that I just thought, this is the next wave, the next phase of growth. And that helped set us up for the next phase. It's always, I think, when everyone looks at whether it's entrepreneurial stuff or building a business, everyone thinks it's like stairs. You just go up like this. And in reality, there's a photo where it's more or less you're going up in circles and squiggly lines. It's never just linear like this. And that couldn't have been truer for us.
Yep. I was about to make that same reference. It was like, I can probably tell you that it was the first person we hired that we didn't know. For me, it was like, because when you start a business, you go and you find your network, and you start to pluck those strings and see where something resonates with someone. And I think it was the first or second employee that we hired that we didn't know, that they actually came to an interview and chose to come to work for us. And for me, that was, we've got a good thing. And when we come at it from our point of view, I mean, we run really fast. We do it because we want to help customers do what they can do, and we don't want to have them waste their time. So when we come at it from our point of view, we try and help as much as we can to get that point. And some people don't like the pace. Some people think it's too much, but I remember flipping around and going, this person chose to come to work for us. This is awesome. I love this. And then it just became one after another. And now people, come and email me and going, hey, could I come work for you? And you've got a good culture. You've got a good customer base. You've been in business 5 years. You're obviously doing something right. And that to me was the first person that chose to come work for us that we didn't know. That was like, okay, this is a real thing now. We finally hit real company status. So, and that was an exciting moment for me.
That's interesting how different you two are regarding that question. But Let's talk about that first hire. I'm sure you and Ryan are taking all of this on board, not only all of the sales, but any kind of project work and deployments and everything. At what point did you decide that, okay, we need some help here and we better hire somebody? And were you comfortable with the financial burden associated with that concept?
Any employer, this is just my opinion, but any employer who gets comfortable with being responsible for the livelihood of others is lying. I mean, it's the most important thing for me is to make sure that our staff feel like they're being paid attention to, that their salaries are getting them food on. Literally, the comment is always put food on the table. That's the most. Again, this comes back to more than anything else. Stratum is the team of people, and without that team of people working all together, we're not the team company we are now. So when I come at it, it's never comfortable. If it does get comfortable, then you're not looking at it the right way, which is you're not taking care of your staff. You're like, we'll be fine. Now there's certain levels that you can afford to have a certain level of, you know what, we'll be fine. We've got revenue, those things that factor in. But when you start to come at it from a technology point of view, you also have to look at what does the skill set bring. One of the things that when I looked at it, it wasn't about the best technical person. It wasn't about the cheapest person either. It was about the right fit for the culture that we were going to try and develop. And he's still with us today. He's still an employee. In fact, employees number 1 and 2 are both still with us today. And so, when we made those decisions to bring them in, it was a big deal. They were leaving a big company. They were leaving pretty stable, pretty easy lives in the grand scheme of things, to again, Ryan talked about Tampa. I was in Orlando at 2:00 in the morning one morning with employee number 2 and walking through trying to figure out how to improve, disk performance on SQL queries with one of them. And he had never done it. And it was like necessary. It needed to be fixed today. So, you come at it and you say, okay, what's your level of comfort that you're willing to do? And it scares me every day that, we've got the staff that we've got, and that, we have to make sure that we can, put food on their tables. And that is the thing that keeps driving me to grow more. I want people to feel comfortable with the organization as it is, and know that we're trying to watch out for them more so than anything else. So, Ryan?
I would say that regardless of whether it's your job or your personal life, I mean, I just think that if you're comfortable, it probably means you're not growing. So the things that used to give me headaches or would concern me, now I can do those in my sleep. It's just allowed me to grow as a person, both personally and professionally. The things that the early day stuff, I mean, I handle that now. Tuesday when I'm sleeping, it's just nothing. So the challenges grow as the business gets bigger, but it's also what keeps us going. If I was doing anything else, I'd probably be pretty miserable, because I love the dynamic environment. It changes so fast. I love new challenges. And so even though you may be uncomfortable at times, that uncomfort feeling helps push forward. That's how you release new products. That's how we continue to enter new markets. And I think that's true of most, whether you're an entrepreneur, you're an athlete, you're someone in healthcare who's trying to find a vaccine cure, unless you have challenges, you're not going to grow. And so I think we've been able to use that not as a crutch, but as fuel to make those evolutions over time. So I can't complain. It's exciting. Sure. But again, I would also say it's not for everybody. And I would say now it's more of a drug for me, where if I can't take vacation, I'm incredibly bored at the beach after a day and a half. So for me, this is just what I love to do. I know Aaron does the same thing. So I would say it's not for everybody, but for the ones that can use it, I think it's pretty powerful.
Thank you for watching Stratum's Cloud Interrupted. If you like what you see, please subscribe, like, and share this video.